Ladies and gentlemen, life is a tapestry woven with joy and challenges, connections and betrayals, love and, yes, sometimes pain. There are moments when people we trust, care about, or even barely know hurt us intentionally. When that happens, it feels like a heavy weight settles in our hearts, doesn't it? The sting of betrayal, the anger of being wronged, the sadness of being misunderstood. It all feels so personal, so overwhelming. But today I want to share something powerful with you. The truth is, no matter how deeply someone's words or actions cut, you hold the power to decide what happens next. You can let the hurt define you, or you can transform it. In the next few moments, we will dive into how you can rise above these experiences, overcome negative feelings, and not just heal, but thrive. Because while you may not have control over how others treat you, you absolutely have control over how you respond. And that, my friends, is where your greatest strength lies. And let's begin this journey together. When we talk about overcoming negative feelings, the first step is recognizing one of the most fundamental truths of life, the power of choice. It's easy to feel like a victim when someone intentionally hurts us. Whether it's through words, actions, or betrayal, the pain we experience can seem overwhelming. The natural instinct is to react emotionally, often with anger, sadness, or frustration. And while these feelings are valid, it's important to understand that how we respond to those feelings is entirely within our control. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at a crossroads. On one side, there's the path of resentment, bitterness, and negative emotions. It's a path that can be tempting to walk down, especially when the hurt is fresh. But what we don't always realize is that choosing to stay on this path doesn't only keep us stuck in the past, it also robs us of our present joy and potential for growth. And every time we allow ourselves to be consumed by negative emotions, we give away our power to someone or something else. We let the actions of others define how we feel, and in doing so, we become prisoners of our own emotions. But on the other side of the crossroads lies a different path, a path of empowerment. This path begins with the simple yet profound realization that you can choose how to respond. While you cannot change the actions of others, you can decide how those actions affect you. This doesn't mean you need to ignore your emotions or pretend everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging your feelings, but not allowing them to control your actions or your state of mind. When you make the conscious decision to take control of your emotions, you reclaim your inner peace. You choose to let go of resentment and bitterness and instead focus on your own growth and well-being. You might still feel hurt, but you no longer let that hurt dictate your entire existence. In fact, acknowledging that you have a choice gives you the freedom to heal in a way that's not dependent on anyone else's actions or apologies. This power of choice extends beyond just your emotional responses. It influences your perspective on life itself. You see, when someone hurts you, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing yourself as a victim, as someone who's been wronged and is powerless to change your situation. But when you realize that you have the power to choose your response, you shift from being a victim to being a creator. You become the creator of your own emotional state and the architect of your future. Instead of staying stuck in the past, you begin to focus on what's possible in the future, regardless of the negativity that may have tried to hold you back. The power of choice also means that you can decide to change your focus. When someone hurts you intentionally, it's natural to want to dwell on the injustice. However, when you choose to focus on the things that bring you joy, gratitude, and fulfillment, the power of that shift can be transformational. You may not be able to change the past, but you have the power to change the direction of your life moving forward. This is where the real beauty of choice comes in. By choosing to focus on your personal growth, on your happiness, and on the positive aspects of life, you can overcome the negative feelings that might otherwise consume you. It's not about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about deciding that your happiness is worth more than holding on to the hurt. You are not defined by what others do to you. You are defined by how you choose to respond. Remember, the choice is always yours. In every moment, you have the power to decide what kind of emotional experience you want to have. The key is to recognize that this power exists and to wield it consciously. You may not be able to control the actions of others, but you can absolutely control your response. And in doing so, you take back control of your own life and happiness. Forgiveness is a word that is often misunderstood. It's commonly thought of as something we do for others, a way of absolving them from the harm they've caused us. But the true power of forgiveness lies in what it does for us. It is one of the most potent tools we can use to overcome negative feelings, particularly when someone has intentionally hurt us. Forgiveness is not about excusing or justifying harmful behavior. It's about freeing ourselves from the emotional weight of resentment and anger that holds us back. When someone intentionally hurts us, the natural reaction is often to want to hold on to the pain, to carry it with us as a badge of injury. After all, doesn't the person who hurt us deserve to feel the impact of their actions? It can feel like if we let go of the anger, if we forgive them, we are somehow letting them off the hook. But in reality, the only person who suffers from holding on to negative emotions is you. The person who hurt you likely has moved on, whether or not they've acknowledged the harm they caused. Meanwhile, you're left with a heavy burden, an emotional anchor that keeps you tied to the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget what happened. It doesn't mean you allow the person to continue hurting you, nor does it mean that you reconcile or accept behavior that is harmful. Forgiveness is about releasing the control that the past has over your present. It's about saying, I choose not to let this pain rule my life anymore. When we forgive, we are making a conscious decision to stop letting the negative actions of others determine our emotional state. At its core, forgiveness is an act of self-care. It is about freeing yourself from the toxic energy that comes from holding on to resentment. The longer we carry anger and hurt, the more it festers within us, eating away at our peace of mind, our joy, and our ability to move forward. Every time you think about the person who hurt you and allow yourself to feel anger or sadness, you are giving them a piece of your energy. That energy could be better spent on your own well-being, on moving forward, and on creating the life you desire. When you choose forgiveness, you release that energy. You free yourself. It's as if you are taking back the keys to your own emotional state. By letting go of the anger, the resentment, and the hurt, you make room for healing, for peace, and for joy to enter your life once again. This is why forgiveness is one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. But forgiveness doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't mean you have to forget or act as though the hurt never happened. It's a process, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. Sometimes the first step toward forgiveness is simply deciding that you are open to the idea. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't have to immediately feel okay with what happened. But the decision to forgive is an intentional one. It's a commitment to your own healing. The moment you decide to forgive, you begin to release the hold that negative feelings have over you. It doesn't mean that the person who hurt you will ever make things right, but it does mean that you are taking back your power. By forgiving, you are telling yourself that your peace, your happiness, and your emotional well-being are more important than the bitterness you've been holding on to. And forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's a way of reclaiming your inner strength and peace. It doesn't absolve others of their actions, but it allows you to move forward unburdened, to find a place of emotional freedom where the past no longer has the power to dictate your present. In choosing forgiveness, you choose to stop allowing others to control how you feel, and instead, you take control of your own emotional experience. In the end, the energy of forgiveness is a liberating force. It clears away the clutter of negative emotions and makes space for new positive energy to flow into your life. When you forgive, you not only heal yourself, but you also create an environment where personal growth, joy, and possibility can thrive. It's one of the most powerful choices you can make on your journey to overcoming negative feelings and reclaiming the fullness of your life. When someone hurts you intentionally, it can feel like a personal attack on your sense of self. The hurt is real, and the emotions that arise can be overwhelming. But in those moments, it's crucial to remember that you hold the power to reclaim your inner strength. The pain and anger you feel may seem all-consuming, but the truth is that you have the ability to rise above it. Reclaiming your inner power is about shifting your mindset from being a victim of external circumstances to becoming the master of your own emotional state. It's easy to feel powerless when someone intentionally causes us harm. The natural reaction is often to focus on the actions of the other person and how unfair it is that we're experiencing such hurt. But the more we focus on what was done to us, the more we give away our power. In essence, by allowing someone else's actions to dictate our emotional response, we are letting them control how we feel. It's important to recognize that the person who hurt you no longer has the right to decide how you feel. You are the only one who holds that power. Reclaiming your inner power begins with taking responsibility for your emotions. This doesn't mean you are responsible for what happened to you, but rather you are responsible for how you choose to respond. When you realize that you have control over your emotional state, you begin to free yourself from the grip that negative feelings can have on your life. It's empowering to know that no one can make you feel anything unless you allow it. Your emotions, reactions, and the way you choose to handle adversity are all within your control. Absolutely. There are a lot of things outside of your control. One of the most liberating aspects of reclaiming your power is the understanding that you don't have to let other people's actions define who you are. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that someone's intentional hurt says something about your worth, but the truth is, their actions are a reflection of them, not you. When you allow someone's negativity to affect your sense of self, you are giving away your personal power. You are allowing their actions to shape how you view yourself, which can leave you feeling disempowered and small. To reclaim your inner power, it's essential to separate your worth from the actions of others. You are not defined by the way others treat you. Your value is intrinsic and unshakable. No matter how hurtful someone's actions may be, they do not diminish your worth. By choosing to detach your sense of self from external events, you take back your emotional strength. You can rise above the hurt and stand firm in your belief that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness, regardless of how others may act. Another important aspect of reclaiming your power is focusing on your own healing and growth. When we are hurt, it's natural to want to dwell on the injustice, to replay the hurt over and over in our minds, but the more we focus on the pain, the more we stay trapped in it. Reclaiming your inner power means choosing to focus on your own growth, your own well-being, and your own future. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your life. The pain you feel can be transformed into something powerful when you use it as fuel for your own personal evolution. Part of this process involves understanding that you are in control of how you move forward. The hurt you experience does not have to be the defining moment of your life. Instead, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. Every challenge, every painful moment has the potential to teach you something valuable about yourself. Reclaiming your power means viewing adversity not as something that diminishes you, but as something that strengthens you. It's in these difficult moments that we often discover our greatest strengths, resilience, and capacity for transformation. As you reclaim your inner power, you begin to realize that your emotional state is not dictated by the actions of others, but by your own thoughts and choices. You can decide to let go of the negative feelings that have been weighing you down and embrace the freedom that comes with taking control of your emotional life. By doing so, you empower yourself to create a life that is not defined by the past or by the actions of others, but by your own vision for the future. Ultimately, reclaiming your inner power is about remembering that you are the one in charge of your emotional life. You are not a passive participant in your own happiness. You are the creator of it. By taking responsibility for your emotional responses and refusing to let others control your feelings, you regain control of your life. The pain you've experienced does not have to define you, but your response to it can shape the person you become. When you reclaim your inner power, you empower yourself to live a life of peace, joy, and personal strength, no matter what challenges come your way. When we experience hurt, especially from someone who intentionally tries to bring us down, it's easy to get lost in the negativity and the emotional turmoil that follows. We might replay the situation in our minds, wondering why it happened, or wishing that things had unfolded differently. It's a natural human instinct to want to understand the pain and perhaps seek justice or resolution. However, one of the most powerful ways to move beyond the hurt and negative feelings is to shift the focus from the pain itself to something much more empowering, your own personal growth. Personal growth is about evolving as a person, learning from your experiences, and becoming the best version of yourself, especially in the face of adversity. When someone intentionally hurts us, it's not just a chance to feel victimized. It's an opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to grow. It's in these moments of pain and hardship that we often find the greatest potential for transformation. When we choose to focus on growth, we step into a mindset that views challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for improvement and self-discovery. Instead of allowing the hurt to consume you, consider what you can learn from the experience. What is it revealing about you? Perhaps the situation exposed a weakness or vulnerability, but instead of being discouraged by that, use it as an opportunity to strengthen that part of yourself. Maybe you've realized that you need to set clearer boundaries in your relationships. Or perhaps you've discovered a deeper understanding of what it means to forgive. These realizations, although born from pain, are valuable lessons that can help you evolve into someone who is not just emotionally resilient, but also wiser and more self-awareness. Focusing on personal growth also means becoming more intentional about the direction of your life. Hurtful experiences often shake us to our core, but they can also serve as a wake-up call. They push us to reassess what's truly important and what we want out of life. When we are hurt, it often sparks a reevaluation of our values, priorities, and goals. It's a reminder that we have the power to shape our future, regardless of the past. Instead of staying stuck in resentment or bitterness, focusing on growth means actively deciding to move forward in a direction that aligns with your values and vision for the future. Personal growth also involves developing emotional intelligence and learning to navigate difficult emotions more effectively. The process of healing after being hurt intentionally requires us to confront and process our feelings without letting them take over our lives. As you focus on growth, you learn not to suppress or ignore the emotions that arise, but rather to feel them, understand them, and move through them in a healthy way. It's about gaining mastery over your emotions rather than letting them dictate your actions. Additionally, personal growth involves fostering a mindset of gratitude and appreciation, even in the face of adversity. When we're hurt, it's easy to become consumed by what went wrong. But when we intentionally choose to focus on what's going right, on the blessings and positive aspects of our lives, we shift our emotional state and allow ourselves to heal more quickly. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending everything is okay. Rather, it's about recognizing that no matter how difficult a situation may be, there is always something to be thankful for. By focusing on the positive, you create a mental space where healing and growth can take place. Another powerful aspect of focusing on personal growth is that it helps us build resilience. Each challenge we face, each hurt we endure, builds our emotional strength. The more we face adversity with a mindset focused on growth, the more resilient we become. We begin to understand that setbacks are not failures, but stepping stones on the path to becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. When we focus on growth, we see ourselves as capable of handling whatever life throws at us, knowing that we can always learn and adapt. Choosing to focus on personal growth in the wake of intentional hurt also means taking ownership of your life and your reactions. Instead of letting external circumstances dictate your emotional state, you take responsibility for your own healing and growth. You recognize that your happiness and success are not determined by others' actions, but by how you choose to respond. Personal growth is about owning your journey, no matter how difficult the road may seem, and trusting that every experience, good or bad, contributes to your overall development. Ultimately, focusing on personal growth after being hurt intentionally is about recognizing that you have the power to turn pain into power. You can take the lessons from your struggles and use them to build a stronger, more empowered version of yourself. By shifting the focus from the hurt to the opportunity for growth, you transform the negative experience into a catalyst for positive change. This mindset allows you to heal, evolve, and move forward with renewed purpose and strength, turning challenges into opportunities to become the person you were always meant to be. Until next time, continue to improve your identity one day at a time. When we face intentional harm, it can feel like the world is against us, and the negative emotions that follow can seem overwhelming. Anger, frustration, sadness, and disappointment flood our minds and hearts, making it difficult to see beyond the immediate pain. Yet it's crucial to recognize that these negative emotions are not just roadblocks. They can be transformed into powerful sources of energy. The key to healing and moving forward lies in how we channel that negativity into something positive. Instead of letting negative feelings consume us, we have the opportunity to use them to fuel something greater in our lives. The first step in channeling negativity into positivity is accepting the reality of the emotions we're experiencing. Too often, we try to suppress or ignore negative feelings, thinking they're a sign of weakness or something to be ashamed of. But the truth is, these emotions are part of being human. They arise when we feel wronged, hurt, or betrayed. The challenge isn't in feeling these emotions, it's in what we choose to do with them once they arise. Negative feelings don't have to define us. They can be the raw material we need to create something powerful. One of the most effective ways to channel negativity into positivity is through creative expression. Whether it's writing, painting, music, dance, or another form of creative outlet, turning your emotions into something tangible can be incredibly therapeutic. Creativity allows us to process our feelings in a healthy, constructive way, helping us to release the intensity of our emotions without letting them control us. It can be cathartic to pour your anger or frustration into a creative project, as it provides an outlet for the energy created by negative emotions. Over time, what began as pain can transform into something meaningful, beautiful, and even inspiring. Additionally, channeling negativity into positivity can also involve physical activity. When we experience intense emotions, the energy can often manifest in physical tension or restlessness. Instead of letting that energy spiral into negativity, consider engaging in exercise or movement. Whether it's going for a run, doing yoga, lifting weights, or simply taking a walk, physical activity helps to release pent-up energy and reduces stress. Exercise has been scientifically proven to boost mood, increase endorphins, and help process difficult emotions. By using the energy from negativity in this way, we not only feel better physically, but also find a sense of empowerment as we take charge of our emotional state. Another way to channel negativity is through acts of service or kindness. When we are hurt, it's easy to become absorbed in our own pain and suffering. But one of the most powerful ways to shift our focus and transform negativity is to help others. By taking our attention away from the situation that caused us pain and focusing it on others, we can create a ripple effect of positivity. Whether it's volunteering, offering support to a friend, or simply performing small acts of kindness, these actions not only benefit others, but also provide a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Helping others reminds us that we have the power to make a difference, and it serves as a reminder that our worth is not defined by the harm others have caused us, but by the good we can contribute to the world. Another approach to channeling negativity into positivity is through goal setting and personal development. Often, when we face hurt or adversity, it feels like the world is trying to hold us back. But this is also an opportunity to push forward, to prove to ourselves that we are capable of overcoming challenges. Instead of allowing negative feelings to stagnate, we can use that energy to fuel our personal growth. Setting new goals, developing new skills, and working towards a vision of the future can shift our mindset from being stuck in the past to focusing on the future. When we channel the frustration and anger from hurt into productive actions, we reclaim our power and momentum, turning negative energy into a catalyst for achievement. Equally important is the practice of gratitude. It may sound counterintuitive, but even in the face of adversity, focusing on what we're grateful for can completely transform our perspective. When we experience hurt, it's easy to fixate on everything that's wrong. But by intentionally shifting our focus to the things we appreciate in our lives, whether it's our health, relationships, or opportunities, we begin to balance the negativity with positivity. Gratitude doesn't negate the hurt, but it helps us to see beyond it, reminding us of the good things that remain in our lives. This shift in focus can transform our emotional energy, turning a moment of pain into one of personal growth and healing. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to channel negativity into positivity is by using it as motivation to strengthen our emotional resilience. Every time we face hardship, we build emotional muscle. By consciously choosing to move forward, we prove to ourselves that we can handle whatever life throws our way. The challenges we face don't make us weaker, they make us stronger. By using negativity as a driving force to develop our emotional resilience, we build a mindset that sees adversity not as a setback, but as a stepping stone on the path to becoming the strongest version of ourselves. In the end, negativity is not something to fear or suppress. It is simply energy. And when we learn to harness that energy in productive, positive ways, we unlock a source of strength and creativity that can propel us forward. By channeling negative feelings into something positive, whether through creative expression, physical activity, kindness, goal setting, or gratitude, we take back control of our emotional lives. Rather than letting the actions of others define how we feel, we turn those feelings into powerful catalysts for change, growth, and personal empowerment. Eliminating the attachment to results, eliminating the attachment to self. Gratitude and vision are two of the most powerful tools we can use when we are faced with intentional hurt or negativity. It may seem counterintuitive to practice gratitude when we are suffering or angry, but gratitude has an incredible ability to shift our focus and transform our emotional experience. At the same time, having a clear vision for our lives helps us to navigate through adversity and stay grounded in our purpose. When combined, gratitude and vision can help us transcend the pain of the present moment and create a future filled with possibility and strength. The role of gratitude in overcoming negative feelings starts with its ability to shift our perspective. When we're hurt, it's easy to become consumed by the pain and frustration of the situation. We may dwell on what went wrong, why it happened, or how we've been wronged. In these moments, gratitude acts as a tool that helps us zoom out and see the bigger picture. It invites us to look beyond the immediate hurt and recognize the things in our lives that are still good, valuable, and worthy of appreciation. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is okay. Rather, it means acknowledging that, even in the midst of difficulty, there are still blessings to be found. This could be the support of loved ones, your own health, the opportunity to learn and grow from the experience, or the strength you've already demonstrated in facing adversity. Gratitude doesn't erase the hurt, but it creates space for healing by bringing our attention to the positive aspects of our lives. When we practice gratitude, we begin to train our minds to focus on abundance instead of scarcity, on what we have instead of what we lack. This shift in focus is powerful because it helps to break the cycle of negativity. The more we focus on the things we're grateful for, the less power the hurtful situation has over us. It's as if we begin to repurpose the energy that would have gone into resentment and turn it into appreciation for the things that bring us peace and joy. Gratitude allows us to recognize that our happiness is not entirely dependent on the actions of others or on external circumstances. By cultivating a grateful mindset, we empower ourselves to maintain a sense of peace and contentment no matter what happens around us. In addition to gratitude, having a clear vision for our future plays a crucial role in overcoming negative feelings. When we have a vision, an idea of who we want to be and what we want to create in our lives, it provides a sense of direction and purpose that can help us move through difficult times. Vision gives us a reason to keep going, even when things feel tough. It acts as a beacon that pulls us forward, reminding us that there is something greater beyond the pain we are experiencing in the present moment. A strong vision helps us to see that the hurt we're going through is just one chapter in our larger story. It reminds us that our lives are not defined by a single event or setback, but by the choices we make in response to those events. When we have a vision, we're able to keep our focus on the future rather than getting bogged down by the negativity of the present. Vision becomes a guiding force, giving us the strength to rise above the hurt and continue on our path toward growth and fulfillment. Ending with hotness is always frightening, but at least you have the certainty that things will not get worse. One of the most profound things about having a vision is that it forces us to think beyond the pain. It encourages us to ask ourselves what we want to create in the world, how we want to live, and what kind of person we want to become. By aligning our actions with our vision, we step into a mindset of possibility and personal empowerment. The hurt we experience, while painful, becomes a catalyst for growth, helping us to refine our vision and become stronger in the process. Gratitude and vision also work together in a powerful way. When we practice gratitude, we begin to see the progress we've made toward our vision, no matter how small it may seem. Gratitude reminds us of the steps we've taken, the lessons we've learned, and the strength we've gained. At the same time, our vision helps to keep us motivated and inspired, even when it feels like we're facing obstacles. PSFG. Gratitude anchors us in the present moment, while vision keeps us looking toward the future, providing us with the energy and focus we need to keep moving forward. Together, these two forces, gratitude and vision, create a powerful framework for healing and personal growth. Gratitude helps us to heal by shifting our focus from what we've lost to what we still have. It creates space for emotional healing and peace, allowing us to move past the negative emotions that could otherwise hold us back. Vision, on the other hand, provides us with a sense of direction and purpose. It helps us to see that we have the power to shape our future, no matter the pain we've experienced in the past. When we align our actions with our vision, we find strength and motivation to rise above adversity and create the life we truly desire. Here's another new and novel idea. What about all those people who have no social security, most likely sons? What about all those people who have no children at all? In the end, gratitude and vision are not just tools for overcoming negative feelings, they are the keys to living a life of purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace. By practicing gratitude, we open ourselves up to the abundance of life, even in the midst of pain. And by holding a clear vision, we give ourselves the direction and motivation to move forward, knowing that the challenges we face are only temporary and that our future is bright with possibility. These two forces, when embraced together, empower us to rise above the hurt and create a life that is aligned with our highest potential. Listen to me. It has never ever happened that the feeling you have at the first moment is ever exactly the same.